The 2025 Monster Jam World Finals is officially over, and there was no better way to recap what was the most unique World Finals in history than by taking the 2 days and all the action and combining it into one video. So that is what I did here today by combining the 2025 World Racing Championship 2 days into one, and the Freestyle Championship into one, with 2 wheel skills and high jump in between the two. So that this way you can watch it as if it was all in one day in consecutive order, and that will allow you to watch all the 2025 World Finals action coming up right next. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the channel. We are at the Monster Jam World Finals in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I brought my dad along with me for the commentary today, mainly because this is the first time he's been home when I need to do a blind commentary. He and I have been going to shows since I was a kid. We've always been to the World Finals together. It's always just been our thing. So he's going to be here to watch because I didn't want to spoil anything for him. So welcome, Dad. It's great to have you.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Very exciting. We're starting things off with the Rec Deck stunt, the Tech Deck Rec Deck. I think this is Bryce Kenny driving this, but admittedly I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. However, I'm assuming it is because they announced Bryce Kenny's going to be driving this truck. The Tech Deck sponsorship, admittedly, I hate this truck, but that's neither here nor there. So before we get into any of the action today, we've got this encore. I don't know what it is, but he's doing an encore.
When is this?
This is before the event even starts.
Thank you.
Yes, this is totally before, like, this is the first thing the fans are seeing is this.
All right.
So this is great. This is great because you can ask me the questions you'd be asking me when we watch after the fact, and I can answer it for
Thank
you.
you, yeah.
So he's backing up right to the wall. Looks like he's doing like a 50-50 thing here. Like, you know how skateboarders are. Yeah, I don't know what the heck. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
wow. Cool.
Dash I love that.
Yeah. All right. Sure. That's a stunt,
And
I
it
guess.
broke already.
It broke
already.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
The Tech Deck is wrecked. There
Oh
we go.
my goodness, that's hilarious. Oh look, he's gonna try and stop me and almost hit the wall. I think he's already broken something. So, alright. What else are we doing?
Hey, it was a fun idea.
I think he's gonna go for a backflip. Alright, Tech Deck, Rec Deck going for a backflip. Oh, he over-rotated it. But he's good. Oops. Fantastic. Bryce Kenny, I think. Tech Deck, Rec Deck. That's a stunt. We've got ourselves a stunt first. We've got the JCB Digatron stunt. No idea what's going on here. I just know that it's happening.
There's a giant robot there.
There is a giant robot on the track.
Yes, yes.
This is going to be fascinating. No idea who's driving the truck. Oh, yeah!
Oh!
Fun!
Oh!
Ow!
Ow!
Ooh, that truck's destroyed. All right. Well, so I guess it's time for the first competition of the day, which is going to be racing. And before we get into the racing competition, we've got 12 drivers who will be competing today. The winner of today's bracket will take on the winner of tomorrow's bracket in the championship race. So let's meet the 12 drivers who will be competing tonight in this racing competition. So our racing field of trucks today will consist of 12 drivers battling out to make it to the final round tomorrow night. We have Adam Anderson and Gravedigger, Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash, Armando Castro in El Toro Loco, and Tristan Ingwin in the JCB Digatron. Got a lot of really great drivers amongst the first 4 here. Obviously, we still have 8 more drivers to go. After them, we've got Blake Granger and Monster Mutt Dalmatian, who is the fastest qualifier coming into the day. Jim Kohler and Avenger with his new beautiful World Finals body, Todd the Duke and Megalodon Stars and Stripes, and Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo. Blake Granger surprised the world by being the fastest qualifier. We'll see if that can translate over into today. And then our final 4 competitors will have Tyler Menninger, the defending freestyle champion. In Gravedigger, we have Bari Musauer and Zombie, always a threat to win it. Colt Stevenson, Thunderosaurus, and Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. It is a stacked field of trucks, and only one of these 12 will move on to the final round tomorrow night. So you've met the 12 drivers, now let's get in to the racing competition. But before we do that, the legends bring us in at Rice Eccles Stadium for round 1 of racing And our first race of the day, we've got Colt Stevens and Thunder Roars in the blue lane, taking on a 2023 World Racing Champion, Tristan England, in the JCB Digatron. These two matched up against each other in qualifying. This track is absolutely bad fast. Tristan had some problems with that bank turn in qualifying. It is going to be a long track, and Tristan has taken a lead. They go up around that big bank. They then will go down this big straightaway and go up the big bank again. Tristan made a mistake, and Colt has taken over the lead. The final turn will determine the race. Coming around the corner, Tristan England pulling away, and your winner is Tristan England in the JCB Digatron, moving along. There's Jim Kohler's Avenger, the World Finals body for Avenger. Oh, it's so beautiful, and he is taking on Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack.
Perfect 4th of July. I love it.
Yes, this is a beautiful truck. Dalton Widener, absolutely a fan favorite to win the racing competition out here, but don't count out Jim Kohler ever. You never know if Jim Kohler can walk away with a racing win. He is behind right now, though. Dalton Widener pulling away. Can Kohler make up the ground in this final bank turn? Dalton seems to be well ahead, and Dalton Widener with a pretty easy victory. No World Racing Championship for Jim Kohler this year. We'll see him freestyle tomorrow night. Next race, we get our first look at Gravedigger, the legend. That's Adam Anderson taking on Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo.
So great to see the legend, see Adam back in there.
It is such a pretty truck. And I also love the fact that they went with the Gravedigger body style instead of the legend that Adam drove in the 2010s. Adam's got himself a race on his hands. Brianna's not backing down right now.
I'll say.
Oh my goodness,
wow.
Brianna Mahan is the lead! Across the line, and a photo finish. Brianna Mahan has taken out Adam Anderson, it looks like, in round one.
That was close.
Unbelievably close race. We look at it on the video board.
I don't know. I saw Adam.
I think Brianna Mahan crossed the line first. I mean, that is as close as it comes. That is World Finals Racing, and Brianna Mahan, in fact, beat Adam Anderson.
Wow.
Unbelievable. That's back-to-back years Brianna has had an upset in this competition, and Adam is out. Adam Anderson is out of the Racing Championship in round one. Unbelievable. So now we get a look at Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash. She is taking on Armando Castro in El Toro Loco. Armando will get a chance to defend his two-wheel skills championship here in a little bit, but he's going to have to power through racing. And obviously, Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash had a really, really rough year. Never been known for racing, so she's going to need to pull a rabbit out of her hat to win this race. But she is hanging in there with Armando going to this final turn. The final turn is so important. Armando pulls away from it. El Toro Loco is your winner. Armando Castro moving on to the next round.
That was close. They were really going close there.
This track is really, really fun at this point in time. We're now in round number 2, and Tristan England in the JCB Digatron has to battle with the fastest qualifier, Blake Granger and Monster Dalmatian. But this is a new night. Look at the way Blake handled that turn. He was into it already. I love the way Blake Granger handled that turn, and he is taking down a champion right now. Look at the way Blake Granger's handling these turns. It cost him a little bit there, and it's given Tristan a chance to get into it, but he is just sliding through these turns, and Blake Granger has taken down a former racing champ. That is why he was the fastest qualifier. Tristan England out. He's been in the final round the last 2 years, but not this year. Blake Granger is going to be hard to beat in this competition if that's the way he's racing. Unbelievable.
Anything can happen at the World Finals.
Yes, unreal. And anyone who knows that better, it's Bari Musauer and Zombie who will be taking on Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. Bari has had his fair share of incredible upsets in the World Finals, and this is a race of two guys who also could win this racing championship. Dalton Widener, this is his second World Finals. The Butterflies are going to be a little bit less this year than they were last year, and it is showing. He is going so fast, but Bari with a tight turn, trying to make up the ground, but Dalton pulls back ahead. Bari!
Oh, Bari!
Oh my goodness, Bari Musauer flipping all over on top of Jurassic Attack.
Getting even with Dalton for...
Holy cow, that was a wild crash. I hope Bari's all right after that.
Wow.
But Dalton Widener moves on. Now we have Scooby-Doo, Brianna Mahan taking on Todd the Duke and Megalodon as we continue along with round number 2. Todd, a very tight turn there. Todd the Duke, this is his final ever Monster Jam event. This World Finals will be his last one. The two-time champ is hanging it up after today, and he has currently got a big lead on Brianna Mahan, the upsetter from round number 1, who took down Adam Anderson. It's not going to happen again.
Come on, Todd.
Todd LeDuc has powered his way. That was a fast pass on a Megalodon.
I got to say, personally, I wanted to see that. I wanted to see Todd.
It would be nice. It would be very nice to see Todd go on and win this whole thing. Now we got our first look at Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger as he takes on Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. Now, obviously, the big thing today is that these drivers, whoever wins today, is still going to have to wait through the whole competition tomorrow. The track's not going to feel the same tomorrow night when they race on it. Tyler looked like he had a kiss with the wall there, but pretty close coming around the final turn. Armando can't get it done. Tyler Menninga zooming across the final jump. And he is your winner. This racing track is so fast, so exciting.
It reminds me of Vegas.
Yes.
It really does. That straightaway reminds me of Sam Boyd Stadium.
Unbelievable. Now we go to the semifinals, and now I got a note. Blake Granger is in the opposite lane, which leads me to think that Dalton Widener had lane choice here and chose to throw Blake into that other lane that he was uncomfortable with. So these two drivers right now battling it out, and Dalton seems to have a lead. This is a real marquee matchup in the semifinals. They both love going into that turn, but Blake overdoes it. Dalton Widener is going to the Friday night finals.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And this is an incredible battle in its own right. One of these three drivers is going to be competing in the final round tomorrow night. It's Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger and Todd LeDuc and Megalodon. The winner will take on Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack. Tyler has never won a racing championship. Todd hasn't won one since 2015. And Dalton has never won a world championship in his career. One of these guys is going to get a chance to do it. Will it be from this race?
Come on,
so
Todd,
tight. Todd trying to pull away across the jump. Todd LeDuc, it looks like he got it.
I think so. He was tight in that corner.
Oh, we got to see the replay.
Wow. Well, being that it's Todd's final year, I would love to see him go as far as he can.
It surely looks to me like Todd is trying harder than I have seen him try in a very long time.
Look at that, how tight he is.
That is classic Todd LeDuc, cutting the corners as tight as humanly possible.
Here we go.
And it was Todd LeDuc going to the Friday finals, which means that one of Todd LeDuc or Dalton Widener will be racing in the racing finals.
Of course, Todd representing Arizona. Thank you.
Very true.
Thank you very
This
much.
is the Friday night finals. We've got Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack taking on Todd LeDuc in Megalodon Stars and Stripes. Either of these guys would be incredible to see in the final round and winning a racing championship. I didn't know if Todd LeDuc could do it this year, but man, it's going to be wild.
He looks determined.
He does look very determined, but Dalton looks bad fast. Can he get through the butterflies? Dalton goes too wide in the turn. Todd LeDuc goes back to the final round for the first time in 9 years.
This is a genuine smile.
Wow. Todd LeDuc back in the final round for the first time since 2016? Unbelievable. The last major competition Todd LeDuc won in the racing competition was, I believe, the 2023 All-Star Challenge. No, he lost that to Tyler Menninga. So he hasn't won it at all since 2015. Unbelievable. Yes, indeed. All right, we're ready to go racing. We've got John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity taking on Cody Saucier and Dragon, a truck that John Zimmer Jr.'s father used to drive. This is Elimination Racing. The battle for the racing championship continues right now. Both of these drivers could win it. Both of these drivers are incredible racers. Cody's been hunting a racing championship forever, but he had a crazy crash last night in freestyle, and he is feeling the effects of it today.
Nice.
Cody trying to pull away in the final corner. It is a close race across the line. John Zimmer Jr. is the winner, and Terminal Velocity will move on. Oh no, Cody's flipped it.
He was mad.
He was, yeah. So John Zimmer Jr., a real threat to win it, moves on. We now see Excalibur, Michael Pagliarulo, with a regular body style that he ran in the regular season, taking on Matt Cody and Gravedigger Stars and Stripes. This is a battle of two drivers who no one's predicting to win this championship. It's really chaotic, and we can see a little bit of slickness in that red lane's turn. Oh my, Matt Cody. Michael Pagliarulo's not known for his racing skills, had a couple surprise racing wins this year, but he's probably about to walk away with a win. This is some of the problem we have with the two-day format, though. The track is going to be totally different today than it was yesterday, and it looks a little slick in that red turn. We've seen a lot of drivers really get a lot of wheel spin in that corner, but Excalibur moves along. That's going to be something to keep an eye on, especially because Todd the Duke was running in that lane last night. Our next race, we've got Weston Anderson in the red Primer Gravedigger against Cole Vennard in the black Pearl. And again, see how that red lane is washing everybody out.
Well, it's very rutted.
It is very rutted, but it also looks really slick. Oh, Weston's going to have to save it here. That's going to bring Cole Vennard right back into the race.
Yes.
Cole Vennard has a chance to come back. Weston has given it all up. And this is now a race. Unbelievable at this point. But Cole has to deal with that turn. He goes way too wide. Weston regains the lead after washing out and wins the race. Absolute mayhem in round number 1.
Wow. Anything could happen.
Yes, it can. This is the World Finals. And now we've got the Battle of the Ladies. Cynthia Gauthier and the Lucas Stabilizer taking on Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger. Cynthia in that drier lane. You can just see every driver in that red lane, regardless of talent level, is getting screwed. This is why this format is terrible. Because Todd the Duke was running in that damn lane all night last night, and if he runs in it tonight, he is never going to have a chance to win. Thank you, Monster Jam, for invalidating the World Finals. We're not quite there yet, though, but it is utterly ridiculous how everyone's spinning out over there. Cynthia's about to die, so there's that.
But she crossed over.
She crossed the line as the winner. But,
doesn't matter.
I mean, if you're running, at this point, we're at a point where if you're running in the red lane, you're going to lose the race, and that is unacceptable for the Monster Jam World Finals. Terrible track conditions, and it's already really irritating me, because that cannot happen in the biggest event of the year. We've got Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher taking on John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity, who smartly cuts it very tight. Something to keep in mind, though, for Todd the Duke. Todd the Duke was cutting it so tight he might not get into that really wet part of that corner. Really good race, but Camden's on two wheels. Camden wants this so bad, he is up on 2 wheels. Terminal Velocity is pulling away, and John Zimmer Jr. moving along, and there will be no championship for Camden Murphy this year. He was knocked out in his first race of the day. Now Monster Mutt, Bryce Kenny will take on Excalibur. That is Michael Pagliarulo. These two were on tour all year long. Bryce Kenny definitely a favorite in this race, especially with Excalibur in that red lane.
Much bigger crowd today than yesterday.
Definitely. Which is not going to help with the scored portion of the freestyle competition because they did not see Zach Garner last night.
Wow.
We are seeing those drivers handle the red lane a little bit differently in this round, but Bryce is still pulling away. Not entirely a surprise, though. Bryce is a much better racer than Michael Pagliarulo is. Michael Pagliarulo not known for his racing prowess. Bryce is going to try and hold it together and head on into the semifinals, which he is going to do so. Bryce Kenny, a lot of people pegged him as a champion in freestyle this year, but I'll tell you what, it could always happen in the racing competition.
Clean pass, a very
yes, and now we have the biggest matchup of the weekend, the Battle of the Brothers. Ryan Anderson takes on his younger brother, Weston Anderson. This is an incredible battle. I've got my Son of a Digger shirt on simply because I think Ryan Anderson's going to win this whole damn thing today, but he's going to have to get through his brother first. Weston had a chaotic round 1. Ryan was very fast in qualifying, your second fastest qualifier out of all 24 trucks.
They are right there neck and neck right now. Look at that. Wow.
Very, very tight down the straightaway. Ryan got a little slap wheelie in there, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him very much. Weston going a little deep in the turn. They both lost out. Weston pulls away and takes down his brother.
Wow.
Weston Anderson's going to the semifinals, and Ryan Anderson is out in round number 2.
The talent here.
Unbelievable.
So close.
And out of the red lane, Kristen Anderson in Gravedigger now takes on Zach Garner in Wildside. Zach Garner chose that red lane, a wild choice. Zach Garner's also your current freestyle leader, which is something I've never been able to say before in a racing competition, but there's that. Zach Garner is going to be one step closer, I'd assume, to defending his racing championship, and he is going to do so. He is back in the semifinals. Kristen Anderson down by 1.5 miles.
He was there so cleanly. That was a clean pass. Really well done.
We are now in the semifinals, the final 4. One of these 4 will take on Todd the Duke in the championship race. John Zimmer Jr. Terminal Velocity taking on Bryce Kenny and Monster Mutt. 2 very different approaches through the turn, and it gets them across the first line at the same time. Let's see how they handle it. Terminal Velocity goes a little too wide, but Bryce Kenny's freestyling. John Zimmer Jr. looks like he's going to head to the Saturday night finals.
Something happened to Bryce. Yeah.
And John Zimmer Jr. is going to the final round tonight with a chance to take on Todd the Duke in the championship. a wild story, and it's going to be one of these 3 second-generation drivers. Zach Garner and Wildside taking on Weston Anderson and Gravedigger. 2 second-generation drivers here. They will take on the second-generation John Zimmer Jr. to battle against Todd the Duke. What a finale, and now another driver freestyling in the red lane. Zach Garner is going to get a chance to defend his championship, it looks like.
This is incredible.
Zach Garner is going to take on his best friend, John Zimmer Jr., in the damn final round today. These two are best friends. They've been on tour together. These two have known each other for the longest time. They have been trailer mates, and they now race in the Saturday Night Finals. One of them is going to have a date with Todd the Duke in the championship race. It's either going to be John Zimmer Jr. in his first ever World Finals, or it'll be Zach Garner, the defending racing champion. Zach Garner won this whole competition a year ago in his first ever World Finals.
They both won this. Look at this.
This is incredible racing right now.
Wow, they are so tight.
Zach Garner's pulling away a little bit going into the final turn. Zach Garner's pulling away as he has done all too well. He's back in the final round.
Holy wow.
2 years in a row, the defending champion is going back to the finals. Unbelievable, and he will take on Todd the Duke.
He's proven that he earned that.
This is a race for the 3rd place spot. I forgot that we have to do this to win the bronze medal. It's John Zimmer Jr. taking on Dalton Widener. Welcome back, Dalton. I forgot we're going to see you today. But man, we're going to pause it before we get into the final round, because I've got to talk about it. We're just breezing through right now. This is a pretty meaningless race, but it is pretty cool because somebody's going to walk away with a trophy and get a chance to be on the podium. Both of these drivers, young superstars. Dalton Widener, though, the stadium veteran this year, is going to be on the podium. Very, very good for him. That is awesome. But we've got to prepare for this final round race that is going to be utterly mayhem. Awesome for Dalton Widener, though. Both of those drivers deserved it. Both of them could have won this whole damn championship. So we've got to pause right now.
Yeah, I need to breathe.
This is your final round. This is the World Championship race in Salt Lake City 2025. In the red lane, in a lane that has been really tough to race in all night long, but he was the fastest man in it last night. It is Todd the Duke and Megalodon Stars and Stripes. This is his final Monster Jam event. He is a 2-time champion. The last time he won a championship was in 2015, and that was the Racing Championship. He is racing in that lane. He has been tight in that lane. And man, he is going to be tough to beat. His opponent is Zach Garner and Wildside. Won this championship 1 year ago by knocking out the defending champion. We've got a storybook ending regardless of who wins this race. We have not had a repeat racing champion since Adam Anderson did it in 2013 and 2014. It has been exactly 11 years since somebody has won back-to-back racing championships, and it is either that happens or Todd the Duke wins the racing championship. And Zach Garner's made a mistake! He has spun out on the very first turn!
Wow.
Oh my goodness, Todd the Duke just needs to finish!
Oh, wow.
Todd the Duke just needs to finish the damn race, and he is about to become the 2025 World Racing Champion. Cross that damn line, Todd the Duke from Arizona. Todd the Duke is your 2025 World Finals Racing Champion.
What a great
Unfortunately, it was an absolute just one-sided race. Zach Garner was dealing with some steering issues. That is a shame because it wasn't a fair race. But Zach Garner, what a valiant effort. But Todd LeDuc in his final ever World Finals has won the racing championship, and it's gotta feel so bittersweet because it's like, man, he barely even earned it. I mean, all he had to do was just drive. But
that's happened before.
Yes, it has.
These especially in the World Finals.
Oh my goodness!
These events.
And wow.
We have to talk about the Tom Mintz and Alex Blackwell.
Yes.
I mean, there's one example. There's a couple others where the trucks really didn't even make it down. The competitor didn't even make it down. Wow.
And I mean, not to mention, I've been talking about it. I said it to you this morning. I said the thing that I thought was going to be the biggest disadvantage for Todd the Duke in the format I thought was going to end up being his biggest advantage, which was the fact that his truck will be at 100%,
right,
and his opponent's truck might not be. And Zach Garner, I found out today, Zach Garner had steering issues in racing. I had no idea when it happened, but I learned that he had steering issues in racing, which keeps him out of the high jump competition.
Right.
Zach Garner is not going to be competing in this competition because he has steering issues. His father, Jamie Garner, will be competing instead. So I didn't know that when that was going to happen, but once I saw him make that mistake, I realized, oh my gosh, I remember he had steering issues. It's just, what a storybook ending for Todd the Duke. I mean, the last event of his career, but I don't know if I'd be satisfied with that. I really don't if I'm Todd the Duke. Yeah, you're a 3-time champ, but that's the problem with the format.
But look, he made it that far.
He did. He earned it.
And he earned that.
He did earn it.
Get through all those amazing drivers last night.
Yes, he did.
He made it this far. And this is what happens. This is what happens at the World Finals. And like we said,
it does.
The format, whether we like it or not, there were pros and cons. Like you said, the disadvantage to Todd is that he didn't get to do any runs today.
Yeah.
But also his truck was ready to go. They had more than 24 hours to get it set up and prepared.
Wow.
I'm really happy.
I am. I'm stoked
really
for Todd the
happy.
Duke. It's his first championship in a decade. It's been exactly 10 years since Todd the Duke won his last World Finals championship, and he's sending himself off with one.
The final time he's driving.
I mean, that is...
Yep.
Wow. I mean, he's separating himself now. I mean, how many drivers only have one championship? But there's now a lot of drivers who have two. Tristan England became one of them last night, and now Todd the Duke is a part of that group with 3 or more World Finals championships, solidifying him as one of the greatest Monster Jam drivers of all time. And there's still a freestyle competition to come.
Well, has Megalodon as a truck ever been?
No.
Yeah. So
Megalodon, this should be its first ever World Finals Racing Championship appearance. So now we're going to the Two-Wheel Skills Championship. I got to wrap my head around the fact that Todd the Duke will be racing in the championship round tomorrow. This is Blake Granger and Monster Mutt Dalmatian starting us off. Now, they get one move. They're going to have 2 rounds. The first round, you get 1 move per round. You've got to do your best move possible. And this is Blake Granger's attempt. You get 1 chance. It's going to be a score that's combined with the expert judges and the fan judges. And then they'll take the higher of the scores from today in the 2 rounds. This is the only championship crowning competition we have tonight. This will be the only one in which we get to say we have a World Finals champion today.
Nice move. Very balanced. Now, all the drivers compete in the
No, just the 8. Just the 8 that get to compete in this competition. Okay. So that was Blake Granger's run. Not very good. It was okay. And he got a 6.628. So unfortunately, that is the end of the run. And it also looks like they're weighing the expert judge higher. Because the expert score was a 6.5, the fans were a 7, and it was a 6.6. So it looks like they're weighing the expert score higher. This is Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. He's the only man who will be driving a regular Gravedigger body, which they updated, by the way. They added new stuff to the side of the truck. I need to turn on the fan back here. Oh, great work. I figured it out. All right, Tyler Menninga is a World Finals champion in this competition. This man won it in 2023 in Nashville, Tennessee at the Muddy World Finals, which we thankfully don't have this year. Tyler has always incredible in this competition. I'm surprised he didn't opt to do a bicycle sort of move, but I don't know. Okay, he bounced up and over, but that didn't work very well.
Didn't pull it off.
He's going to need to have a better move on his second round there. That was definitely not great. So 2 drivers trying that step up, and that is second place. So he did get, look at that. Look at how different the scores are.
Wow.
So the fans gave it a 7.5. The expert gave it a 6, but the score is a 6.5. If you did the average there,
you're right,
it would be a 6.75. So they're weighing the expert judges higher, and that put Tyler in second place.
With that. I like that.
I love that. This is MJ Solorio in El Toro Loco, who's getting to compete in this competition because Jamie Sullivan could not, so he's getting a chance to compete here in the World Finals. An arena driver in his second year competing. Very excited to see how MJ handles this. I don't think he'll win a championship, but it is nice to see him getting to compete at the World Finals. MJ out of the truck. He's feeling excited. He obviously didn't take a lead, and that's okay. Third place.
Also fun to see the yellow.
Yes, the yellow El Toro Loco. Very nice.
I like that. It's bringing back some iconic trucks from the past.
I agree.
Now, so, what do they do? Why is the truck different?
It's red and white for Tristan England for the 4th of July.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't catch that.
Indeed. So Tristan England, let's see what he tries to do here. He's walking it up the ramp forwards.
On my nose.
That is not a good move, though, because it's going to push him in an awkward spot. Let's see how he handles this. He has walked it up the ramp.
All right.
That's wild.
Beautiful.
Now
A little crooked there.
Yes, he is, and that's not going to be very good if he wants to combine this into something else.
But he just straightened it. He straightened it in that waving to the fans move that he does. I like that.
That is true. What is he? He's trying to walk it down now.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, the balance from Tristan England is unreal right now.
Incredible what he can do.
That is it,
truck.
though. I mean, in terms of a two-wheel skills move, very good. But for a two-wheel skills championship move, could have been a lot better. I think that'll be your new leader, but we'll see what the judges end up giving it.
Can't argue with any of that.
Let's see the number.
Oh, it looks like he had the wheel off.
All right,
Whoa!
7.864. The fans gave that a 9.1. And again, the expert average factoring in so heavily there. Here is Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger, who was my prediction to win this competition. It was also my pick to win the racing championship. We'll see him tomorrow night. I picked him to win this competition because I thought he was going to do a wild bicycle move in this part of the track. And that is exactly what he's trying to do. But unfortunately, he got caught up on that racing ramp and it flipped him right back over.
Too bad.
Definitely not a very good move out of Ryan Anderson. That would probably be third, though, if I had to give it a number. Let's see it. Third place. That's exactly what I thought. And that's pretty similar to what I would have given it. We got a lot of low scores, and I said it when I did the predictions show for this event as John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity comes out. Oh my, he's overdone it. He's on one wheel, and that's going to flip him right over.
Too bad.
Yeah, he overcooked that one a little too much. I said it, this track is not going to be good for two-wheel skills. It is a very, very difficult track to maneuver simply because it's built for 3 competitions in one day. There's not many opportunities for it. But if you look at this right now, this is your defending champion Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, our second to last truck out in round number 1. He's choosing to do a stoppie here. The backflip ramp is in front of him over there. I don't know if that has anything to do with what he wants to do, but last year we saw him pull off the incredible nose pick backflip. It doesn't look like he's trying to do that now, though, as he's just kind of settled it down. So far we've had a very normal two-wheel skills competition. Nothing really crazy, but Tristan England is still in first, which is obviously important to note.
Now I got to clarify. You said they only get one
move, and then they're going to have one more round after this.
Oh, they do.
They have one more round after this.
So one move, 2 rounds.
Yes,
right,
correct. So here's Weston Anderson in Gravedigger, the red primer Gravedigger. So cool to see this truck competing. This is the first time this truck has ever competed in Monster Jam competition, by the way. So that's
true.
pretty cool.
It's been at the World Finals in Encores, but not...
Never once as a competing truck.
Very cool.
And Weston has a really good opportunity right now to take a lead going into the second round, which is obviously something you want to have. I do think the second round we'll see a lot of different things. I think the drivers have learned a lot. Weston looks like he's lining up for that center ramp, trying to make sure he's lined up perfectly. He just keeps dancing it on those front 2 wheels with the wheel turned. I mean, this is a really good move, but I did like Tristan England's a little bit better. Tristan's balance was just unbelievable to walk it up that ramp. So he's going to do a nose pick. Looked like he wanted to do a backflip. It didn't quite work, and it flips him over. So unfortunately, that was not great.
Still a lot. You know, it's amazing how we tend to take for granted how much it takes to do these moves.
That's very true.
Because we're so used to seeing things like this now.
Yeah. It is pretty crazy how back in the day that would have been a 10 for us.
You'd be like, wow, look at that one.
It gets second place here in this competition with one more round.
Oh boy.
So Blake Granger trying to do something a little different here, trying to tombstone. Risky for a guy who didn't drive in stadiums at all this year. Obviously he did a couple international shows, so maybe he tried it out there. Never watched any of those, by the way. Going right back to the backflip ramp. I can probably gather that he wants to do something similar to what Tom Meents did by doing the backflip off of it, but it didn't work. Ouch! Ooh, that's a hard landing for Blake Granger, and you have to be perfect, and he was not, and Blake Granger will not be a world champion today. Too bad, but unfortunately, you've got to have 7 losers, and he is our first of the 7 losers. Here comes Tyler Menninga, the driver of Gravedigger. Tyler Menninga trying to get a perfect... Oh my gosh, he's lining up for the backflip ramp. So you can do a backflip to moonwalk? I love the idea, but it doesn't work. And Tyler Menninga will not be a world champion this year. You've got to do that move perfectly. and it unfortunately for him was not.
Yeah, hopefully the professional judges,
Yeah.
the experts one will do it correct.
I love that the expert judges are getting more weight. I mean, he can't be disappointed, and he can't be disappointed in the score. He's disappointed in himself for that performance, because Tyler Menninga wants to do more than that. So here's MJ Solorio, another guy looks like he's trying the tombstone, which is risky for a kid who has not done stadium performance, and it shows right there. All that kind of worked. Well, I mean, you know what? Sure. He managed to pull that off. I would have gone between disqualifying him, but you know what? It's the Two-Wheel Skills Championship. Let's see something wild. Because if he can pull something wild out of this, then I'll gladly take it. It's nice to see him have a good move, too, after his first one was kind of bad. I do find it funny that they chose to make the horns all yellow after they used to just be orange on this truck, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, the yellow and the purple, I like.
The purple's nice, but the purple always was there. It was just that it used to be white, which was just so weird that they decided, oh, let's just make them all yellow. So that is it. I mean, that was a good move, but that's never... I don't want to say never. I don't think it'll take the lead. He wants to take the lead, but I don't think he will.
The purple's kind of a little Pina power there. I'm sorry.
It is. Yes,
Sorry.
little D-backs reference.
Sorry there.
It is. So that gets him third place. I think MJ was hoping for higher, but I'm not going to lie, it didn't deserve the lead. But
Well,
good
look,
for MJ.
The way he came into it, he got a chance, and he showed that he can hold his own.
Definitely. Here comes Tristan England, who is the driver of the JCB Digatron, and Tristan is your current leader still. This man has been hunting that World Two-Wheel Skills Championship since it became a thing in 2019, and he's going to have to rely on his first move to win it.
He didn't get enough traction going off the backside of that. That's too bad.
Wow. Well, Tristan's still in first, so that's okay. He'll take first place, but I'm sure he would have loved to add to that move. So far, nobody has really stood out in this competition, though. Been a very underwhelming Two-Wheel Skills Championship, but that's what happened last year until Armando Castro came out.
It's true.
You never know what can happen in this competition. John Zimmer Jr. competed in it 2 years ago and did a very interesting move where he did kind of the same thing we saw Blake Granger do, but when he went up in the air, he landed back down on the front two wheels without doing anything else. He's a little too close to that backflip right now. Manages to pull it away. This is how you win a world championship. Doing a move like this, if you could pull something out of a hat. He's got to get really deep into it, though, before hitting that backflip ramp, or nothing's going to rotate. Like that! Like that! Oh! Just short. That would have been it right there, but I don't think that's going to do it. You obviously have to keep into consideration failing a move is not going to help you in the scores either, so... We'll see the number, but I have to imagine Tristan England will still be in first place. And again, Tristan's been trying to win that championship since this competition became a thing in 2019, and he's been so close so many times.
Now, the tombstone is funny. It's another one that now we sort of take for granted.
Yes.
But when Tom first did it, I think we were actually there
Oh, it
for
was
one of those.
wild, yeah.
Was it 2018 or thereabouts?
Probably.
Trying to remember, and we're like, wow, look at this. What is this? And now we sort of take it for granted, but it's not easy to do what they're trying to pull off.
It's very hard to do, and Armando Castro is doing it very well. Armando didn't do this move very much this year. For those who watch the stadiums throughout the season, Armando was never doing the tombstones. Oh my, going back for that moonwalk! He might be able to get the momentum! No! Oh.
It didn't look like he had the front wheel drive.
Yeah, it looked like he ran out of power, and my truck might have shut itself off. I don't know what happened there, but unfortunately, he is not able to get that move, and he is still not going to take the lead.
He wasn't even trying to get the front wheels to go, so...
2 trucks left, I believe. It's Weston Anderson and Gravedigger, and then it should be Ryan Anderson after that. Oh my, Weston got a little too deep on that. He's got to balance it very nicely. He got it back.
Got it back. That was impressive.
Whew. Now he's got that little racing ramp in the middle there. You could do something with that. He tries, flips himself over again. So Weston's flopped himself over twice, and that's going to cost him a championship as well. So it comes down to Ryan Anderson, and this is exactly the position that I thought Ryan Anderson should be in. And he's not going to even do a bicycle. That's really funny. But I think Ryan Anderson knows that this track is just so tough to pull something off like that. And I think it's smart to be safe on this second move. He's going to try the slap moonwalk, a move he did a lot this year, and he pulls it off!
Yes!
Is he going to try a double? Oh, he shouldn't have done the double. Oh, that might cost him right there. I believe he is the last competitor.
I would give it to Tristan. I'm sorry.
I would too.
I would give it
Tristan's move was the best.
Tristan's not sure. He's not sure.
Tristan's not sure, but it is your last competitor, and it's not enough! So that means Tristan England has become a two-wheel skills World Finals champion!
Wow, now is that his dad there?
Yes, it is. He is surrounded by his wife, Kiera, and his dad, Shane, in an unbelievable outcome. Not a great two-wheel skills championship, but Tristan England is now a two-time World Finals champion in a year in which he got his very first Stadium Series championship. He has pulled it out of a hat. Right. But let's get through high jump. Mario Musauer and Zombies can be first. This is always a great competition to give someone a random-ass world championship. We also have no idea that was a good jump, but it is based off of the lowest point of your rear wheels, where they end, and it was 16.976 feet. You could see it measures to the bottom point of their back wheels. Ryan Anderson has won this championship before. That is very high.
You got to get those back wheels up, and he knows.
Yes, you do, and that is how you do it. You have to lock those brakes and flick those back wheels up on a 23.24. That might be enough to win Ryan Anderson his first ever championship. I mean, unbelievable. Here's Jim Colin Avenger and Joe Foley's chassis. He's going small.
Yeah, no, he didn't.
Ow!
Jim didn't get it this year.
No, but he's also driving Joe Foley's chassis. I mean, that's 10 feet.
How come?
Because he doesn't want to break his own truck for freestyle. I don't blame him. Here is Caleb Ludd in Sparkle Smash. This is the different Sparkle Smash. That's very huge air. Oh my. Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Oh nice.
Heck
a little
yeah.
Somersault in there. I like that.
That was pretty cool.
Front flip action.
I did enjoy that. It's not going to be your highest, I don't think. It's not, but that's pretty darn cool.
The back wheels need to be up.
It's all about the back wheels.
Yeah.
Four trucks in.
It was very, very cool to watch, though.
Here's Camden Murphy. This could be his chance to win his first ever world championship. I forgot he's doing it. That's high.
That looked good.
But Ryan's back wheels were very high.
That looked good. Yeah, the key to kicking it up.
Not quite. Yeah, not quite. No one's even coming close.
You got to be able to kick it. If anybody could do it, this man.
Yes, Bryce Kenny and Monster Mutt, another one very high. I mean, it just seems like it's going to be impossible to beat what Ryan did, though. No one's even getting in the 20s, and Ryan at a 23.
Yeah, they're not kicking.
I don't think anyone's going to beat Ryan Anderson. I really don't. When I saw that 23, I mean, it's almost impossible. We've got two trucks left. Colt Stevens didn't even jump. Ow!
Oh!
He's your defending champion, by the way, and that was the worst run.
Tried to do a new. They only get one?
Yes, they only get one. I don't blame him for not trying to break the truck, though. He's got a freestyle still today. Here's Jamie Garner in El Toro Loco. That was high, but that's not going to be as high as Ryan Anderson.
Who did you predict, may I ask?
I predicted Zach Garner, who didn't even compete. So, didn't count. So that means that Ryan Anderson is your high jump champion. And that means that Ryan Anderson is now a 5-time World Finals champion, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, 3 of them have come in high jump, I believe. He won the 2017 Racing Championship and 2018 Freestyle Championship, and he's won 3 high jumps since. So I'm going to actually quadruple check that and make sure I'm 100% correct, but I am very, very certain that is now his 3rd high jump world championship, which is obviously the most out of anybody. I will find out right now. Yes, he is now a 3-time high jump champion, won it in 22, 23, and now 25. So Ryan's pretty tough to beat, and it now gives him the same amount of championships as his brother Adam, who we will see later today. We now go into the Freestyle Championship. You met the 12 drivers, and now you will watch the 12 of them freestyle. And this is going to be one of the harder competitions to judge, because obviously racing, well, whoever won racing today, which was Todd the Duke, is going to still race tomorrow. But the freestyler who's in the lead at the end of today is not going to freestyle again tomorrow. They just are going to have their run and score as the basis for comparison. Matt Cody in Gravedigger is starting us off. He was one of the 2 Showdown champions, last chance qualifier winners, in the awesome 2-winner showdown. And this is our opportunity to see this freestyle track play out. Matt Cody's been in an arena all year long. They're going to get 2 minutes, and I do like that they get to go up onto this berm.
That's great.
That is a nice little touch. And they've got a car stack up there. That's very neat. Now, Matt Cody's obviously not a favorite to win this competition, and by coming out first, you're obviously setting up the fact that, well, you're probably not going to. And it's going to be really hard because you have 2 drivers who are going to have to come out first, technically, because whoever comes out first tomorrow is probably going to be at a bit of a disadvantage as well. So you don't want to ever have to come out first in a World Finals freestyle competition. But Matt Cody is going to be tasked with it. And it's really funny because it's something that never would have happened 15 years ago, having a Gravedigger come out first, but it's something that has actually happened a lot in the last decade or so. Nice air out of Matt Cody, airing it out a little bit. The first time I remember a Gravedigger starting off was Colvin Art in 2016, one of my favorite leadoff freestyles of all time. We also saw, not a Gravedigger, but Colton Eichelberger led off the World Finals in 2018, so that was something else. And then we also had Brandon Vincent started off a couple years ago as well. And I think Kristen might have started it off last year. He's going to go for the 8-pack.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Did that move all year in arenas, so he's able to pull it off. 30 seconds left to go.
I love the paint scheme on the truck.
I do too. I wish they kept the skull, though. Replacing the skull with a firework was a bit of a strange choice when they could have done both.
See, you see those things.
Yes.
I didn't notice that.
Well,
Oh,
I've also been looking at it for a while. He's gonna cross thread the step up.
Nice.
Wow. Oh, he broke big time.
That is broke.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he is on his lid. I mean, pretty good run to start it off, but that's not a World Championship freestyle. But we just saw Tristan Engel win 2-wheel skills with a not World Championship 2-wheel skills run. So anything can happen.
But it was a World Finals attempt, which you gotta
Yes,
see.
it was.
That
I
kind
do
of-
like that. That's a great point. My father coming in with a great point is here's Excalibur with the new paint scheme, Michael Pagliarulo. I do like that. You know, he was going big,
Yeah.
went for the big cross thread to try and get a World Finals moment. The World Finals is won on World Finals moments, and Excalibur might run into one!
Go!
He's pulled it out!
Go! Yes!
The truck looks okay! Sometimes you run into a World Finals moment. That one was just kind of poor estimation. And I'm so glad that this kid is competing in this World Finals. And this is the competition he is here to compete in. He's not going to be competitive in racing tomorrow. This is where Michael Pagliarulo is going to make his name known. I've been saying it all year. This kid is a really good freestyler. And now getting a chance to show it on the biggest floor of the year, the biggest stage of the year, is obviously really great. And he's got the first wow moment of the night. So that's about as cool as it gets.
He's going for it. The truck sounds like it might have suffered a little bit of damage, but...
It does, but to be honest, it's kind of the way this truck is run all year.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It actually...
He's still going for it.
He
love
is.
it. I love it.
This is... The problem with this track, it doesn't favor Michael Pagliarulo's driving style. He loves to just rear back and get that huge air. You don't have a lot of room to run up.
Yeah, this is more one of those old school ragged edges.
Yes, it is. You're gonna have to go... You're gonna have to be really good at going move to move.
Yeah.
Kind of feels similar to like the 2014 track. He's going for another backflip. Very exciting. That move was something Colt Stevens did and won the World Championship in 2023.
Always nice when you break off all the body. I
That is
always,
true.
Personally, I love that.
It's gonna look...
Now we can see them in there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah! Big air out of Michael Pagliarulo. You know what? This kid could win it. Oh, maybe not.
Go, 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 go!
Unfortunately, he flips it over with some time left. But that was still a good run. I mean, that is... that was, if it were to win, somewhat a World Finals Championship run. And it gets an 8.148. So you know what?
Look, he's first right now.
Yeah. That is... I am okay. Like, if that has to win, I'm okay with it. Here comes Cody Saucier and Dragon getting himself ready for racing tomorrow, going up on the berm. Cody, not known for his freestyling skills, this man's a racer at heart, but you never know what he can whip out of his hat. The big problem for Cody is he's been stuck in arenas for the last few years, so he now has to come out here and dominate at the stadium level. He's been shut off for who knows what reason.
There are some of the guys that are freestyling weren't in racing.
None of them. So the 12 that race today will freestyle tomorrow, the 12 that freestyle today will race
All
tomorrow.
right, I'm confused, but thank you for clarifying my confusion. Thank you. Okay.
Every freestyler today has not raced today. They'll race tomorrow.
Okay.
That is the way they did it.
I suddenly realized that. Like,
Yes. You're like, I haven't seen any of these people today. Oh my, Cody!
Oh!
Oh, wow, that was a big crash.
Wow.
Wow, that was a big crash. I hope he's all right. That was gnarly. He looks a little shaken up out of that truck, and I don't blame him. That was a brutal crash.
sure it knocked the wind out of him.
Probably. So here's Cole Vennard in the Black Pearl, another last chance qualifier winner. Now Cole Vennard, you might notice, doesn't have a different body this year. That's because, well, he wasn't in the main field, so they weren't going to take the chance of giving him a new body style and him not getting to compete. But he did live up to my prediction, and I did go 1 for 2 on predictions by predicting Cole Vennard to win. I did not predict 2 wheel skills correctly, though, so, you know, there's that. My racing champion is still up in the air because I predicted it to be Ryan Anderson, and I predicted Colt Stevens to win freestyle. We'll see both of those guys tomorrow. Oh my, big air at a Black Pearl! This is what Cole Vennard can do and did all season long, which is why I was so pissed that he wasn't in the main field, because he is so good at just sending it and getting that big air. Goes to the backflip ramp. That's good. You always got to worry about breakages on the backflip. Cole has always been a guy to go huge, and he's looking like he's got an extra pep in his step this year. Last year, he didn't really have it at the World Finals because he had broken his wrist earlier in the season, so he just didn't look as comfortable. This year, though, he looks totally fine. He looks great out there, and it looks like he is just going for broke.
Nice.
The problem he is going to run into, though, Michael Pagliarulo had that big wow moment in there, so Cole's going to really have to step it up from this point if he wants to take a lead.
Well, we know he can.
Absolutely.
You just got to figure out where to do it.
Plenty of obstacles on this track to figure it out, though. More big air off that same ramp he went to before, and another hard landing. This track is just... Tyler Menninga talked about it, actually, on Instagram. He did a little interview where he said that this track is not a great freestyle track because there's not enough room to jump over both obstacles. You have to land flat on it or come up a little short, and it's not well designed. So here comes another backflip. He did 2 of them. Well, this is 2 of them. Oh, we might get to walk the plank in the World Finals. He's going to let it roll over on the sidewalls. He could not save it, though. That's too bad. Got a little collector fire there, but unfortunately that's not better than what Excalibur did, and we'll see that in the scores as he takes 2nd place. So, good run out of Cole Vennard. Unfortunately, no championship. John Zimmer Jr. in terminal velocity right away sounds like he's got a transmission problem. That is worst case scenario to have in your first ever freestyle championship.
Sounds like it. Yeah, I also want to mention this stadium. The sound is great.
It is. Yeah, he's got a transmission issue. That sucks.
I was just noticing how good the trucks sound in this stadium.
Yes.
Some are better than others.
Definitely. It does sound very nice, and it's also a very similar stadium to Sam Boyd Stadium. I mean, I've been talking about it the last couple of days.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Well, this is what he's going to have to do. I mean, he's going to have to pull something out of a hat like this.
He's got trouble.
You've got to be able to do a crazy move that requires you to not... I mean, he's not going to be able to get that big air. He's going to have to pull out a crazy move. But John Zimmer Jr. is a wild driver, and this is kind of one of those situations where the format will actually help him because he now will get to fix this truck for tomorrow and make sure he has a perfect racing competition. Gets a backflip. He's very short on it, but he lands it. So he pulled off a backflip with a hurt transmission.
You just gave me the reason why I now like the way they split it up. Because I wasn't liking that, and now it's like, good point. Now
However,
I know.
he would have still competed in racing already, and this would have been the end of the night regardless. So it's not like it really would have mattered anyway.
I'm back to not
Yeah,
liking
it wouldn't have really made a difference. But at least for him, knowing he has to compete tomorrow, he at least has time to fix it. But, I mean, he's doing the best he can with a broken truck. He's certainly trying, but for his first ever World Finals, I'm sure he's very disappointed that his freestyle competition is not going to be what he would have liked. But you never know, maybe he'll do something wacky right here.
Cross thread, nice. Beautiful.
Got a little drone flying around for
I know
the
that-
broadcast. It's very funny.
Drone would have driven me crazy. if
This
I-
is also about to be our first filling of the clock, by the way. Oh, yeah! Slingshotting it across
I'll
the
tell
center.
you, I love cross threads, freestyle.
Yeah,
World
I mean, he
Finals,
did pretty
perfect.
well. Yeah, he is done. First time someone filled the clock today.
Wow.
So there's that.
So he gets bonuses for that.
Yeah, I mean, I would put it in 2nd place, to be
All
honest.
right, John. Beautiful.
2nd generation driver, John Zimmer Jr. Let's find out the score. He did the best he could. Yeah, he got 2nd place. And that's, you know what? That's,
Take it.
yeah,
He'll take it.
That's
It's okay.
That is A-okay for a kid who had 1 gear in freestyle. Here comes the Grandma. The Grandma Gravedigger, our first look at it today. This is the last of the Gravedigger trucks that we have not seen yet.
This is Kristen?
Yes, this is Kristen Anderson.
Thank you.
In the beautiful Grandma, and it is a really pretty truck. I mean, this is a truck she drove in an Encore in 2017, and man, it looks beautiful.
I love it.
They redid all the designs for all of them to make them a little bit up to date and a little bit cooler, and I do love that they did this instead of changing the color schemes.
I just wanted to go over the red, white, and blue crushed cars.
Well, Cody did, but he got shut off
I
afterwards.
understand.
Yes, that was
Sorry,
when Cody got...
I apologize.
That's when Cody got shut off. Kristen kind of moseying around the track as of this point. She has always been a very up-in-the-air driver when it comes to freestyling at the World Finals. You always know that she can pull a rabbit out of a hat, but she's not one to do so, and she's flipped it over into the wall.
I like the way you said she's an up-in-the-air driver as she was up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Oh, that was
But
not
the
good.
rabbit didn't show up. So
No, the rabbit exploded in the hat.
You don't get credit for that.
For Kristen.
No rabbit.
So here's Bryce Kenny in Monster Mud, and this is our first real serious contender to win this championship. Why did they leave Kristen there? That's hilarious. Well, on the bright side, though, she won't be there tomorrow. So that's the first thing I've seen about the format. That's a good thing. So Bryce Kenny in Monster Mud, a guy who has been incredible at freestyling all year long, and I've got to say, a lot of people picked him to win this competition. He was in my top 3 to choose from. And I really, really think this is a track that's going to favor his driving style. One thing I really want to see, and we might see Todd LeDuc do it tomorrow, is a driver come off of the berm and just send it off of one of these ramps.
Yeah, he would be one to do it.
He definitely would, but if there's anyone else to do it, it would be this guy. Bryce Kenny is loving that huge air, especially this season. But the problem Bryce Kenny has had in the past, the World Finals curse has absolutely plagued Bryce Kenny for years. We'll see another guy later today, Camden Murphy, who has also had that problem, where it just seems like everything goes right in the regular season and the World Finals comes around and something goes wrong. But Bryce Kenny right now is holding it together. Bryce has had a ton of frustration at the World Finals in years past, where he has just not had any success. But just a couple years ago, he went out, did one move, and the truck shut off on him and wouldn't refire. He got a little bit stuck up on that ramp. It almost seems like he's trying too hard to plan something out. Does get some nice air.
Yeah, that was
He's misfiring a little bit. I could hear it in that motor. He's going to need to pull a rabbit out of a hat himself. Over-rotates it. All right, the truck's okay still. The truck looks like it's ready to combust.
Lots of smoke and steam and all kinds.
He's got time left. He's lost front steer, it looks like. So again, the bugs are going to impact Bryce Kenny, but it's not over yet for him. He still has some time, but I don't know how he's going to make something happen with no front steering. It looks like they shut him off.
That would explain why he did what he did over there. He couldn't get the front steering.
Only 4 seconds left. They shut him down, and unfortunately, Bryce Kenny, not a bad freestyle, but that is not what Bryce Kenny wanted to do, and it looks like another frustrated Bryce Kenny. Does get him second place, but Bryce Kenny once again will leave the World Finals a frustrated man, knowing that the competition he came here to win is not going to go his way. As here's Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer announcing her presence, and yet again we've left a truck in the middle of the track.
The ramp there makes no sense.
That's dumb. But now you can't hit that, so okay. I guess they must have been really pressed for time for some reason, which... Well, they did have a lightning delay that delayed the event by a little bit. Yes,
okay.
They had 2 lightning delays, actually. So they did start the event later than they were supposed to, I believe. So it's probably late in the day. And they also have a fireworks show to do after the event was over. So they might need to get those fireworks in at a certain time, or else they are going to not be able to do them.
It's possible. But yeah, I do. Those are some of the things I learned from the old days where it didn't matter. Take the time it takes.
Yeah.
It breaks up the continuity in the show, but it allows for a better show.
Definitely.
All right, Sydney's doing good.
She is. I mean, this is right now. Again, we are at a point in this competition where nobody has had a really great freestyle. Michael Pagliarulos was very good, but he didn't fill the clock. And you know, it's the World Finals. The bar has got to be set a lot higher. Cynthia has not reached that bar yet, but unfortunately for Michael Pagliarulo, she still has a ton of time left. She's shut off. Looks like she's backfired though.
I didn't hear the air horn. Did she do it?
I don't think I think Caden cut it out of the video.
Oh, all right.
Also, shout out to Caden Allen for this video.
Thank you, Caden.
This is stellar. This is literally everything I could have asked for in this video.
Great job.
Yes.
Everything I want to see is being shown. So excellent.
Yeah. I don't like that they didn't cut out the racing ramps, because that's silly. That's a huge... I mean, if that was an actual, like, jump, oh my goodness, can you imagine the air she would have gotten off of that?
Yeah.
She's going to be short on this landing. Flips her over, might get a save out of it, and she does!
Yes!
So Cynthia's got a wow moment as well.
Come on, Cynthia.
I mean, I don't think this is better than Michael Pagliarulo, but this is close. She can finish it with a bang, and she's going to try another short landing like we've had all day. That one's not savable, though.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little too chaotic for my liking. Kind of like last year, but we'll see. This is the first time of the day where I don't know if it could take the lead or not, and it did not. It's second place, but I don't disagree with that. That was a very good freestyle, one of the best World Finals runs we've seen out of Cynthia Gauthier. And here is the aforementioned Camden Murphy. I have no idea how many trucks are left. Looks like we've still got about 2 or 3 after Camden. Camden Murphy in the Classroom Crusher is, without a doubt, the best driver currently without a World Finals championship. It's not even really close. And this year, he is driving the Classroom Crusher. And I gotta say, this is a track that favors Camden Murphy's driving style more than any I've seen in the World Finals in the past. This is a Camden Murphy track if I've ever seen one, and I honestly overlooked him a lot when I made my predictions. Mainly because I don't know, I feel like it's bad luck to predict Camden Murphy at this point, because it feels like everyone predicts Camden and then he doesn't win. So I feel like in
that berm.
I feel like in the 1 year we don't predict him, maybe he'll pull it out of the hat. I've used that reference now 3 times. I need to use something different.
No more rabbits.
I need to use something else.
I got one.
Yes.
Maybe he can school him.
Oh, sure. That's good enough.
Thank you.
I'll give you it.
Thank you.
So far, he's kind of just trying to keep up the pace right now. We've had so many drivers not fill the clock, which has unfortunately become a World Finals norm.
They try so hard to go big and make wow moments that they can't do both. But he's doing it.
He is definitely keeping up the pace as high as he can. And there goes the body.
Thank you. I love it. I always love when the body comes off in competition.
More nice air. He is trying. He is definitely trying. And this is he's got 30 seconds left. So this is the time to turn it up. He's not done. Oh, I thought he was going to do a reverse backflip. He's not done a backflip yet. Clears that ramp. He's going to need to do a backflip to win. I mean, that's just kind of
here he goes.
Common knowledge at this point in the World Finals. But unfortunately, he's waited so long. Oh, no! That's going to break him pretty bad. He's broke his rear steer.
It's fun. A little sideways driving.
Yeah, but I think he broke a little bit more than that. And not great for Camden Murphy. This is not going to be the year either. He couldn't get it going in time, unfortunately. So Camden will not be a freestyle champion this year. At least we'll wait for the scores to confirm that, and it is true.
Oh, wow.
And he obviously was expecting it. Here's Weston Anderson in Gravedigger. I forgot that Weston's competing in this competition because he competed in two-wheel today. Threw me off. We also should be seeing Ryan Anderson freestyle tonight as well.
Okay.
Because Ryan didn't race today. So we'll be seeing Ryan freestyle, which is always, a nice little...
If I look confused, it's because I am.
Yes, yeah. It's the lineup is very confusing. I don't remember who is left to compete. I'm just here having a good time. I think it's probably going to go Weston Ryan. Obviously, Ryan's going to be last, so that you could at least expect.
We'll see what happens.
Uh-huh.
It's great to see the primer.
It is.
It's great, and like I said, in competition. It's also great to see Weston competing. It's really fun.
And it's also, really good opportunity for him to win a championship in this truck. Weston's been a real threat to win this freestyle championship. I thought he had the best run in 2023 2 years ago and did not get the win. Bad bounce. Holds it together, though. That's just, sometimes you got to just let the truck settle, and he did. No overdriving there. They've left Classroom Crusher in that corner as well. We're just going to have a graveyard of trucks, but maybe that's fitting for a Gravedigger win. Weston gets a little moonwalk out of the backflip. Going to reverse it over the ramp.
Nice.
I like that.
Little Dan Evans going on there.
Yeah, it's true.
I love it.
What a quote out of my father. Little Dan Evans. That is a callback.
Dan Evans and Destroyer at the World Finals. Thank you very much.
He's going huge off the step up. Plenty of time left, too. The ribbons have not gone yellow, so he still has time. This is good, but again, Michael Pagliarulo had the wow moment, and that is something that is big. He is coming off the ramp. Oh, my!
Wow.
The biggest air of the night in front of us. A barrel roll over the ramp. The truck shut itself off, though. Oh, he lost power because of the hard hit.
Wow.
Well, thankfully from this angle, we could see that they didn't shut him off. The truck just gave up on itself. Great run out of Weston, but again, not filling the clock. It might come back to bite him. This is the World Finals. He's your new leader! Oh, my! I wasn't prepared for that. Weston Anderson has taken over the lead.
It didn't look like he was prepared for it.
I don't think any of us expected that. Wow. Oh, Zach Garner and Wildside's coming out next, and Zach Garner was a guy who I admittedly think could win this competition as well. He'll be competing tomorrow in racing and high jump. But Zach Garner, I said it. Oh no, Zach, don't do it to me. Oh, he popped the back left. Oh, I said, are they going to shut him off for a pop tire? Thank you. I was going to say, you better not end his World Finals run because of that.
It's the World Finals. Let him run.
I said it all damn year. I said Zach Garner will win this freestyle championship if the truck holds together. But guess what? The truck's not holding together, so that's why I didn't predict him to win. I think it's going to be Colt Stevens. That beadlock is that wheel. Look at the wheel.
Wow. Yeah, it's not just the tire.
That is way more than just a pop tire. He cooked himself on that. I'm glad they're letting him keep going, though. This might end up being a really funny freestyle. And you know what? Maybe the broken truck will help him because this is actually turning out to be pretty cool. It's kind of Jim Kohler 2017.
That's what I'm thinking, Jim
Oh,
Kohler.
my.
Yeah.
Zach Garner has just gotten a green light now to go ballistic.
Oh, no.
Gonna hit the backflip.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, he saved it in reverse! Zach Garner's gonna do his damn best with a broken truck to win this whole thing.
Fantastic.
I've been talking about him all year long, and don't sleep on this kid. He is throwing down a World Finals run!
Fantastic.
This is a World Finals caliber freestyle. I don't care that the truck's broken. It's about going as hard as you can.
That's it. Sorry, Weston.
Zach is just burning it down with still more than 30 seconds to go. This is how you secure a championship. I think his truck finally gave out, or they finally shut him off. But you know what? Give him the lead.
He probably blew out the transmission finally with it.
Give him the lead.
Wow. Yeah.
Did they just refire it? No, I think he tried and they said, no, you're done, son. Get off the track.
Yeah.
Wow, what a run out of Zach Garner. You know what? I
Incredible.
somewhat regret not predicting him to win. Zach Garner, the showman, the defending racing champion, coming out here going huge, doing everything he can. That should be your new leader. And it is with an 8.713. Your new leader with a big freestyle is Zach Garner and Wildside. Obviously, he's got to wait through one more freestyle today and all of tomorrow. But we're down to our last. And our last will be Ryan Anderson in Son of a Digger. It has been 7 years since Ryan Anderson won one of the major championships. He's your defending... No, he's not. I thought he was the defending high jump champion. He won the high jump championship in 2023. But he is a 4-time champ coming out here trying to win his 5th. Obviously, he can't win it today, but he could put down the winning run today. And it's neat to have Ryan Anderson coming out last on day 1 of what has been a pretty fun World Finals. Obviously, tomorrow's going to really determine how everything will go down, but so far, day 1, I'm having a good time, and I do like that we're going to get to run it back tomorrow. Very nice air. I gotta say, I feel like the format is playing a little bit better than I thought it would. I still prefer the old format better, but this is not as terrible as I expected it to be. But we still have a whole day left to go.
Yep.
And inevitably, we could see somebody come out tomorrow. I mean, the problem with Zach Garner's run, it was so exciting in the moment, but everyone's going to look at those highlights tomorrow, who's in the stands, and go, well, that wasn't the best. And they're going to forget about it. And someone else is probably going to take the lead and cost Zach Garner a championship. Not saying he's going to deserve it or whatever, but it's going to be hard to replicate that energy that we just felt watching that run for the first time.
Now Ryan's facing, he's got to do something.
Correct.
So far, he's great, but
But it's not. This has not been better than what Zach Garner did, and that's the thing. It's like you look back at some of the best World Finals freestyle runs. That Zach Garner run reminded me a lot of old Tom Meents freestyles of how he won the championship back in the day.
Exactly.
And I would love to have a World Finals freestyle champion have a run like that. Ryan's got less than 30 seconds left, by the way, and he's pretty much done nothing.
You know what I go by? If I can't take my eyes off the run,
Correct.
if I'm, as they say, glued to the action. If I can't take my eyes off the run, now with this, there were times when I found myself actually looking away, and yeah.
It has not been a great run under Ryan Anderson, and he's still got a little bit of time left, but I mean, he's really leaving a lot on the table right now, which is odd for Ryan, and it looks like his time's up. There's reds on the side of the track. Yeah. No, now it's up. So that was a terrible freestyle out of Ryan Anderson. I'm just going to say that. And they're going to shut him off before even going for the backflip. So Ryan really came out and had probably the worst freestyle run I've ever seen him have in the World Finals. He gets 9th place.
Wow.
That is, Ryan's going to probably go out of here with his lowest ever. And that is it. We're going to just find ourselves, I'm going to just put this final frame here on Zach Garner so that we can just stare at Zach Garner. So that is it for day one of the World Finals. And wild, we saw Todd LeDuc move on to the final round.
Incredible.
Which is, we're going to see if he can win it tomorrow. We've got 12 more racers to go tomorrow.
He looked good, though. He looked really good and really dialed in.
He did.
Which was up in the air as to whether or not he would be, knowing
that's
this
true.
Was his final year.
That is true.
Is he going to give it all, or is he going to just coast like the baseball player that gets the big contract?
Yes,
and now says,
that is very true.
Yeah, thank you.
And I do think that Todd LeDuc is showing a little bit more energy today, at least in the racing competition, than we have seen him do in years past. So we'll see if that ends up paying off for him tomorrow. We saw Tristan England win the two-wheel skills world championship. Admittedly, not a very good world championship. That is easily the most forgettable World Finals two-wheel skills we will have ever had, but it still made Tristan England a two-time champion.
And he was the right person to win.
Yes,
based on
he
everything
did
that we
deserve
saw,
it.
so there's no
Correct.
doubt about that.
That is very true.
Yep.
And then freestyle-wise, the freestyle is playing pretty much exactly how I expected. A chaotic track with crazy landings, big jumps, and obviously this was really the move of the night. I mean, this move right here to Zach Garner was the move of the night, and right now is what's going to be remembered tomorrow as the move when we rewatch this run, or when the fans rewatch this run, go, well, that's what we have to beat. Zach Garner came out and put on an incredible freestyle, but he's still got to sit through 12 freestyles tomorrow. It's going to be really, really hard for him. But I feel like this track is... It's possible for crazy things to happen, but the problem Monster Jam always has is building tracks where things like that can happen, but then the truck breaks.
Yeah.
And then everyone's broken early, and it's the common problem.
We've been to a couple of those shows, haven't we?
We have.
Wow.
We have been to quite a lot of them, actually. The last World Finals we went to in 2018 was the one that really began this whole stretch of bad freestyle competitions at the World Finals. So it's really been... it's been a wild time, but that is it for day one. It is now time for the freestyle competition. This is the pinnacle. Zach Garner and Wildsiders. Your current leader is Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack, who plays third in racing, is going to come out first. We saw this track last night be absolutely chaotic. A lot of big crashes, but I was thinking about it after watching that show. I actually think that's going to really help out all the drivers from today. They now know they got to sit through and watch a full freestyle. Most drivers in the World Finals don't get to do that. All 12 drivers today got to sit back, watch freestyle. They can watch it over on the live stream as many times as they want and see what ramps are doing what. They now know exactly how you can hit each ramp and exactly what ramps are going to send you in what direction, and that's why I actually think today is going to be a better freestyle competition overall. I'm expecting more filling of the clock and more big air throughout the runs. Dalton Widener's kind of having a similar run to what we saw from Matt Cody yesterday, and I'm not surprised he's your leadoff freestyler. He was the guy I would have pegged to lead it off in general, even with a 24 truck field. Just a good guy to start it off. He's a consistent freestyler. He's probably going to fill the clock. But again, everyone's got their eyes on Zach Garner's freestyle run that we saw last night. That is your run to remember. Dalton's going to line up for the backflip here. Our first backflip of the night. Came up a little bit short. Bit of a violent landing in the back, too. but he's still got 30 seconds left to roll. And now, with 30 seconds to go, let her eat. Just go for broke, have some fun. It's your last World Finals freestyle appearance of the year. He's got 15 seconds left. Oh, he's got a broken axle in the front left. It is pulling him to that side. Actually, it might even be in the front right.
Yeah.
He might have no front power at all.
Yep, I don't see the front power.
Yeah, he's got no front power whatsoever. So that one soft hit just totally knocked out his front drive altogether. So that's unfortunate. That was definitely one of the worst freestyles
now
of
he's
the
locked
show.
up on the left, the back left.
And that'll place him in 11th. But you know what? Dalton Widener still finished 3rd in racing, so that's pretty damn cool. Here comes Armando Castro, El Toro Loco. Keep your eyes on this man. He could be a surprising winner in this competition. He had a couple really great freestyles throughout the season. I just hope the nerves don't get the best of him in his 2nd ever World Finals appearance. But the good thing for him is it is his 2nd World Finals appearance. He's done this before. He has got a few... No, it's his 3rd. I'm sorry. He competed in 2023 as well. So, I mean, the nerves are pretty much out the window at this point.
Nice.
I talked about it all year long that Armando made his money in this competition by just getting that huge air throughout the whole course of the freestyle run and his pace being really good. But this is a pace killer of a track. If you have any sort of momentum, this track is going to find every way it can to kill it. That is a really weird area to jump into. You're just jumping into a sideways wall. But Armando managed to walk out of it pretty nicely. He's still got 72 seconds left on the clock, using that berm to get himself back onto the track. I do like that they didn't alter the track at all from last night's freestyle track. I didn't know if maybe because, well, there's nothing else to do, they can just kind of tear it up a little bit more. He goes to that big jump.
Unfair advantage or disadvantage.
Definitely, but you know, Monster Jam obviously wasn't quite thinking about that very much when they made this format in the first place, so I didn't really know if they would consider that today. Still got some time left, but he is not really going very big either. But I gotta say, a nice positive of the day is that the first 2 drivers are going to be pretty close to filling the clock. This is not something we saw at all yesterday. Nice backflip.
Oh, nice.
Got some time left, but I really do feel like a lot is being left on the table from Armando. He's had many better freestyles this year. Rear and back for some nice air this time. Totally clears that valley. Oh, that's going to spin him around in a little pirouette, and he didn't get to save it. Bad bounce, and that'll end his run. So World Finals is over for Armando Castro. It'll get him 11th place. Here is your World Finals racing champion, Todd the Duke, who is ironically not going to be able to defend his racing championship next year. I wonder if he'd decide to come back just for one show, just to defend that title. That's pretty funny. We've never had that happen before, where a driver knowingly is going to be retiring.
But he can double down.
He can. He could be the first driver to double down since 2001 or 2. I don't remember when Tom last did it, but Tom's the only driver to ever do it.
And Todd's one of those great racers and freestylers.
Yep.
He's so good at both. So.
But as I said to you this morning, I had a feeling if Todd the Duke won racing, he was going to go out and do this in freestyle, and he currently is. But this is Todd the Duke's final show. We'd be kidding ourselves if we thought he wasn't going to do a LeDuc Leap in his final ever performance, because he is very capable of it.
Yeah, he's building up to it. He's building up to it.
Of course, making sure the truck's okay.
I love the truck.
I do too.
The paint scheme is so good.
Indeed it is. It is, absolutely. You know, you also got to wonder, maybe there's a little bit of a sentimental factor within the fans. Nice air.
Oh!
That's Todd the Duke right there.
There.
Todd the Duke is opening up the valves now, and you've got to imagine he's going to try and really send it. 43 seconds left to go. Has not done a backflip yet. He's kind of caught in no man's land. The truck's shut off.
Oh, no. That kills the momentum.
It does kill the
affect
momentum.
anything, but it kills the momentum. Hopefully the professional judges won't.
Yes, but I will say it gives him a chance to reset and do a backflip, which he is not. So that's pretty fun. I'm surprised that he has not done a backflip yet. I thought he would probably try and get it out of the way early for a guy who's done so many of them in his career. But there was a point in time where Todd the Duke got kind of a little nervous doing the backflip. There was one season where he couldn't land a single backflip, and it was a pretty, kind of had the... I forgot what the word is in baseball when you get a little bit nervous. Well, he's not done a backflip yet, but he still has 16 seconds left, and Todd the Duke is going up onto the berm. This is going to be the last hit of Todd the Duke's career. He's trying to go as hard as he can, and Todd the Duke giving us one more LeDuc Leap at the end of his run.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he got a little bit caught going down the ramp, and unfortunately it is going to stop him right there. But Todd the Duke's magical career is over, and it gets him 12th place. I mean, you can't be surprised about that. That wasn't very good. But Todd the Duke, what a career.
Thank you.
What a career out of Todd the Duke. Your World Finals racing champion. Here comes Jim Kohler. And now we get to really look at this beautiful Avenger body. One of the prettiest. Oh, stop it, Jim Kohler!
Nice.
All right. Jim Kohler is actually hilarious to watch freestyle. This year, this man had some of the biggest moments of the year. Some of the awesome moments that took place in the 2025 season. Some of the top were from Jim Kohler and Avenger. So maybe there's a chance that we have an old school champion today. Oh my, Jim is going over!
Oh, come on, Jim, save it.
He lost power in the front.
Oh, man.
Oh well, that's a classic Jim Kohler World Finals ending right there. Now, Jim, we love you, but that's happened too many times. Zach Garner's still the lead, which will bring out my prediction to win the World Finals Freestyle Championship this year, Colt Stevens. And ironically, we are in a spot right now where it's going to be either Colt Stevens or Zach Garner in the lead after this run, and my prediction was down to Zach Garner or Colt Stevens. I said it a million times this year that I thought one of these two were going to win the Freestyle Championship, and right now we're at a point where one of them is going to be in the lead at the end of this run. So, I always like getting my predictions correct. And the reason why I picked Colt Stevens is because he is so capable of getting big air, big enough to keep the fans interested and keep them on the edge of their seat while not breaking the truck and keeping the momentum up throughout the whole 2 minutes. And right now, this is exactly what Colt has done all season. You gotta watch out for landings like that, though. That's how you break an axle or lock a planetary. Or break your transmission. We don't want that to happen. But this is, as I said, it's a momentum killer track, and Colt was really good at the momentum. But this is exactly what Colt's done all season long. Getting that big air, this is the biggest air we've consistently seen. So if he can keep this up and have a really banger finish, Colt will be in a good spot.
He makes his great leads.
Yes, he does.
And then still manages to settle it down. He's really, really good at that.
You could see he's being really cautious with his landings, though, which you could obviously sense that extra bit of nerves in there. But Colt Stevens is a World Finals Freestyle champion. He won this competition 2 years ago. 30 seconds left still. Over 30 seconds left. He knows how to get it done. And I'm telling you one thing, that giant step-up ramp in the middle has got to be calling his name. Colt Stevens won this championship 2 years ago doing that exact move. He's kind of found himself in no man's land right now, though. This is a time killer you can't afford to have. Gonna go up on top of the berm. We've not seen anyone go really ridiculously big off of this yet. Weston kind of did last night. It just keeps washing drivers out on the way down, but Colt's gonna try. Oh my goodness, the air. Oh!
Thank you.
Crash of the year from Colt Stevens.
And right in front of us.
Yeah, hello. Watch out for those tie rods flying into the stands. Well, that's not going to get it done for Colt, unfortunately, but that does mean that Zach Garner will stay in the lead. And that'll bring out Caleb Blood and Sparkle Smash, the new variant of Sparkle Smash, the Sunset Smash.
Sunset Smash.
Now, Caleb Blood has had the worst year of her career. Unfortunately, truck problems have been the biggest issue for Caleb, but they have had plenty of time to get this truck totally 120% ready for today's event. And she has had some really good freestyles this season when the truck can work right.
That's important, that it wasn't her driving.
Correct.
It was the truck that prevented her from doing
Anytime she went big, that truck broke. I mean, it was whether it be an axle or a planetary or a tie rod or a wheel breaking off or the truck just shutting off. She would just start going big, and 20 seconds in, the truck would break. And it was really unfortunate. And now, this is really the only show that matters.
Right.
For someone like Caleb Blood, who's not going to win a series championship, this is the only show that matters in the year. This is the one where you can walk away a World Finals champion. We have only had one female World Freestyle champion, Caleb Blood, trying to put in her bid. Oh, but the truck has ended on its lid just like it has so many times this year.
Wow.
Well, that's a shame. Ended on her lid. And here comes Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo. This is the truck that won the only female freestyle championship back in 2019 with Lindsay Reed behind the wheel.
Wasn't there the year where there was the three-way?
That's right. Medusa did win. This is why my father's here. Keeping me in check. It was Jimmy Lupe. Actually, no, I think it was it Jimmy Lupe and Medusa?
I think so.
It might have been Tom Lupe and Medusa. I know it was Lupe and Medusa, but I think it was Jimmy too.
I think Jim Creek was
I believe Jimmy was also in there.
So nothing to do with anything, but I don't want to be the track guy that has to get rid of all that
No.
dirt out of the seats.
Oh, yeah.
For the next 2 days.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think they put tarp up there.
Yeah,
They put like a thick layer of tarp. This is a
Still.
perfect run for
Exactly.
diatribes, by the way.
Still
Yeah.
having been part of some of the tarp removal
Yeah, no, horrible.
over the years,
Horrible.
I do not
No.
want to be the person that's got to do that.
Neither
Yeah.
do I. Lord knows my good friend Cody's probably over there doing
Yeah.
it right now. Godspeed.
That's right. It's probably what he right.
Especially while we're recording this right now. They're tearing down the
Sunday
track.
night, he's
So,
tearing it
yeah,
down,
they're
right.
definitely tearing it down while we're recording this. Also,
Cody.
side note for Brianna Mahan, who's about to
Oh,
pull off a
nice.
save. Brianna Mahan has competed in this event now it's been 10 years since 9 years since she first competed in this show.
Wow.
She competed in it in Medusa 9 years ago. 2016, she made her World Finals debut.
It's been that long.
Yeah,
That's
it's
incredible.
been a very long time. It's pretty crazy to think about. All those years of Scooby-Doo, then driving Whiplash, and now back here in Scooby-Doo again. Almost won the championship in 2019. Do you need water?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Almost won the championship in 2019 in the Whiplash truck, but her other female partner, Lindsay Reed, beat her out. So admittedly, we probably should have had a female champion that year anyway, because she's going to run on the same thing Kayla Blood did. Oh, but she's going to save it.
Pulled it off. That's nice.
Now, the one thing that you have to keep in mind, which I really hope doesn't become a factor, is that most of the fans in the stadium today probably were not there last night when Zach Garner won. Okay, thankfully, it's not going to matter. I was going to say, the scoring last night, look, the fans gave her an 8.8. And this is why we love the expert judges. So, here's Blake Granger in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Oh, my!
Wow. Threw in a little high jump there.
Yeah, Blake's like, you should have put me in that competition. I would have won.
Okay. Reminiscent 2008.
Yes, that's right. Yes, Chad Tingler.
Tingler.
Yes, Chad Tingler coming out with that big air.
Came out first, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Came out first.
Boom. Just beautiful.
Blake Granger would have been a great driver to come out first as well, but this is also a former Max D driver, so I don't blame him for not putting him out there early. He's going back to that step up again. He said, why not? No. He's going to say, why not try it twice? Oh, stop
Even better.
Yeah, I love it. I
Mix
like
it up.
this.
I love it.
But again, you have to remember, we have to keep thinking back to that wild side run from last night with the Ragged Edge. That was Ragged Edge freestyle, like you mentioned, on the edge of your seat. Can't take your eyes off of it. But this is getting a little bit crazy out of Blake Granger.
So far, this is the one, again, I'm not taking my eyes off of what he's doing.
Best today, I would
Yes.
say, so far.
I'm
Colts was very good, but the momentum wasn't there. Blake Granger's got the momentum right now.
He's got the momentum. He's pulling off some great moves.
That truck looks dialed in, by the way, too. That thing looks like it's absolutely ready to do whatever. Some trucks feel a little too stiff this year at the World Finals, and always feels like sometimes...
Nice brake check. Look at that. It was beautiful.
Exactly.
Gets
Kind of
a
feels
little
like Damon
slap
Bradshaw a little bit.
Yeah.
It feels like a lot of times drivers and their trucks are a little bit too dialed in. It feels like they just make sure it's too perfect, and the truck doesn't feel loose at the World Finals. Blake's truck looks loose right now. It has all weekend. He was your fastest qualifier, going for the backflip. Came up a little bit short. Maybe wanted to do a consecutive, but thought better of it with the height that he had. He probably would have broken a tie rod doing that, so I'm glad he opted not to.
How much time we got?
He's got a little less than 30 seconds based on those yellow ribbons that just went up. They're going to get another combination in there.
Nice.
This is very good out of Blake Granger.
Oh!
This is awesome. I still don't think it's
Oh!
better than Zach Garner's run, but this is really good freestyle.
Best tonight so far.
Easily, yes.
Well, there we go.
Going for another backflip.
Beautiful.
Oh, broke the back end a little bit there. Truck's falling apart and on fire.
It's good with some flames.
It is.
Flames
Throws the steering wheel out the
Throw
window.
the
You know what?
steering wheel
Good
out.
for Blake Granger. That was a damn good one. Oh, my!
All right.
Your new leader!
Hey, we saw it. We saw it with our own eyes.
I agree, but I still, that is just, before we get into Adam, that is the prime
All right.
example of why this format doesn't work, because if Zach Garner had come out today, that wouldn't have overtaken the excitement of Zach Garner's run, and
Oh wait, you're right. I forgot that it is the
that
leader
is your overall new
including-
leader.
Oh,
Yes, that
yes.
overtook Zach
So
Garner's run because the fans gave it a 9.5.
the confusion
So
with the race.
yes,
and thinking
no, that
yes.
just took the lead in the freestyle
All right,
championship.
I do need to pause on that.
So, I mean, great
wish-
freestyle.
I wish I could see them side by side, but it doesn't
Yes.
change anything. So go ahead.
Great freestyle, but that wasn't the best. That was not better than Zach Garner. I'm sorry. I love the run, but unfortunately, that is
You're right. It's
that is the problem.
disadvantage
That
of
is the
not-
problem.
Either having not been there last night,
Yep.
or not remembering because
Yep.
it wasn't immediate.
And I said it. I was like, this exciting feeling that we felt last night during Zach Garner's run was never going to translate. You're not going to remember that feeling when we're watching the runs today.
All right, so maybe maybe Adam will
Maybe.
make it all go away. And it won't matter.
We've got Adam still the freestyle, and
I don't know who else.
Bari has to freestyle too.
Okay.
So there's at least a couple more.
We got Adam right here.
We've got at least a couple more. So here's Adam Anderson, and let's see if Adam can go out there and maybe grab. He's now tied with his brother for the most championships
It's
in
nice
family.
to see Adam back in the Legend, having seen him many times driving it.
Totally
It's
agree.
So great. So great. Love the truck, the pairing of that.
Tristan is still not freestyled either.
Ah, okay. Sorry, Tristan.
Not that I think Tristan's gonna win, but still.
Sorry, Tristan, you forgot. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, Adam's going big. Well, he's back in Gravedigger the Legend, and this is a truck that he has won a championship in. Not in freestyle. Oh, he's going for an early backflip. Who is this guy?
He's not messing around. Oh!
Adam Anderson's a new chassis this year, and this chassis was an absolute pain in the ass for Adam this season. It took him 2.5 months to win his first freestyle of the year. But Adam Anderson is driving like a freestyle champion right now.
He's going for it. Beautiful.
But don't overdo it, Adam. This is some of the problem. But if he can fill the clock with this in 2 minutes of this, we might be looking at your freestyle championship run right now. Adam Anderson is delivering.
He's going all out.
Oh no, he's popped a tire. But we saw that last night with Zach Garner. It didn't hurt him. Didn't kill him.
Maybe it was planned.
Maybe.
Pop the tire at 39 seconds.
Right. Oh my, Adam is just throwing it around right now. Adam Anderson gonna try and save it. Oh no.
Wait.
No, that pop tire was gonna kill him. That was a lot of fun, but I wish Adam filled the clock and put him in 10th place. That is a shame. Oh well. I mean, hey, Adam gave it his damn best. That was the most fun I've had to this point.
Yes.
So here comes Bari Musauer and Zombie, and I just don't know how many drivers there are left to go, but Bari going huge, and I hate to think that we might have another driver win a championship that doesn't really deserve it. I mean, Blake had an amazing run, but that was not better than Zach Garner, but Bari's out here. Hey! Bari Musauer can win a freestyle championship right now.
And wouldn't it be the way Bari has driven this year?
Yes.
And the things he's done.
Indeed.
Wouldn't it also be nice? What a great story. All the years he's been competing. All the things he's done. So close he's
I just got goosebumps. I feel like maybe that's a sign. I mean, Bari was so close to winning his first ever Stadium Series championship, his first ever Series championship, and it was and the best year of his Monster Jam career, but he had it ripped away from him in the final event, and it would suck for Bari to walk out of 2025 with nothing to show for what was the best year of his Monster Jam career, but nothing will be better to show for. I'm sure he'd trade that Series championship for a freestyle championship every damn day. Everyone remembers freestyle champions.
little donuts.
Not everyone remembers a racing championship. That's our first of the day, by the way.
Yeah. First donuts I've seen. Very nice.
Bari is setting the stage right now. He had some of that big air early on, but he's kind of cooling off a little bit. You can kind of feel like he needed to set the bar. He's a little short. He's going to need to pull out a save right now. Oh, no! The front wheels didn't go. Heartbreak. The World Finals Freestyle Championship is the most heartbreaking thing ever, and this is your final freestyle competitor, which means that your freestyle champion this year is either going to be Blake Granger in Monster Mutt Dalmatian or Tristan England in the JCB Digatron. That's hilarious.
I got clarification on this paint scheme that apparently this is the JCB original
fun.
paint scheme, and that's why
Neat.
the actual JCB, not Digatron, but the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would not be disappointed if Tristan England took this away from Blake Granger right now. Not that Blake had a bad run, but I feel like it would be nice to have one big wow moment today. We've not had any. No. We've really had no big wow moments. Yesterday was a lot better overall, and this is unfortunately kind of feeling a lot like last year's Freestyle Championship with just the disappointments.
Oh, save it!
All right.
Go! Come on, Tristan.
Maybe it's not your last competitor because there's still time left. Oh, what? You're defending Freestyle Champion Tyler Menninga! I forgot all about Tyler Menninga!
How could you forget Tyler Menninga?
How could I forget Tyler Menninga?
What's the matter with you?
Last year was the year of Tyler Menninga, and he's going to start with a stoppie.
Oh no! That didn't just happen! He didn't just turtle 2 seconds into it! Oh no! That didn't just happen! And Blake Granger is your World Finals winner. Look at that.
Blake Granger just won the 2025 Freestyle Championship. That is
You know, I remember the first time we saw Blake Granger filling in, one of the years filling in a stadium, in an arena.
You filled in for, it was either Jared or Colton Eichelberger.
Yeah, filling in for one of them, one of those years. That was way back in 2016, 2015.
I think it was 2017.
All right,
I remember
well,
right.
I knew it was in the one of those.
No, we're going to watch this run again. Okay.
Okay.
I want to watch this run again because this is your freestyle championship run
All right.
from 2025. And we need to see it. We'll see it after Brandon Mahan got shut off. I mean, this is... I'm in disbelief because Zach Garner just deserved it. I think so much more. And I'm really disappointed about that. But yes, let's watch again, knowing that this is your world champion run.
That was a great start.
Definitely.
Come out big. It was clean and smooth. Nice quick turnaround. Momentum is good. Nice brake check on that. Another momentum is good.
Wow. This is your freestyle championship run, everybody. Blake Granger. What a storybook year.
Yeah, incredible.
I mean, he had that huge air to lead it off. I mean, but after that, I mean, he did the nice stoppie.
That's beautiful. And a stoppie coming off of that where you don't know what the dirt is like.
Yep. Followed it up with more nice air right here.
Oh!
I mean, it definitely had the feel of a World Finals run to this point. It definitely did, of a World Finals championship.
Throttle rhythm was great on that as
Yep.
it came up in the air. That was great.
I did mention it felt like a Damon Bradshaw freestyle at
Always
one
fun
point.
to get that. You know, I like
Yeah,
that.
this World Finals Freestyle Championship reminds me a lot of 2016, when everyone thought Damon should have won, or when Adam won, doing a run very similar to this, when his father went out and got the more crazy wow moments,
Yes.
but Adam won with the more technical run. Very similar right now. Zach Garner had the technical run, but we also have to remember, take a second to think about, while Zach Garner's run was really cool, we're going to watch it again. Zach Garner's run was really cool, but he had a flat tire and was kind of just hitting things and not getting much air. Blake is actually putting on a quality
Better
freestyle.
run. You're right. It's a better run.
Yes.
That's the way to summarize it.
Yeah.
Zach's was exciting and
But
fun
this
to
is a
watch.
better freestyle
Better-
in a whole.
This is really good driving. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
This is genuinely a really quality freestyle run.
And then time that body to come off right there perfectly.
Yep. But he also left time on the clock just like Zach Garner did by braking right here. So that was that. We're going to pause this right here, and I'm going to cut this out at the end because I'm going to change to the Zach Garner video. So give me 1 sec. All right, so we're here with Zach Garner's freestyle run, and I think it's only fitting to compare the two side by side or one after the other. Because this was the run that it overtook. And I mean, we obviously have to compare from the very beginning. Both very similar starts. Zach Garner with that huge air from the beginning. He had this big wow moment right away.
Yeah, right.
That is wow.
Amazing roll.
That already
Amazing.
pushes him well ahead of Blake Granger at this point. He got shut off. They ended up refiring. So they had already, at this point, definitely better than Blake Granger. But you have to keep in mind he's got that pop tire and demolished wheel in the back. Doing his best, but obviously the momentum fails a little bit. But he's still trying. I mean, that's a big move right there. That's a move I'm going to look at for a long time.
Yeah, it's the difference is this is fun to watch because he's battling it. He's not letting the truck.
It's ragged edge.
That's ragged edge. The tire is
Yeah.
going, and he's still managing to pull it off.
Yeah. To this point, I'm enjoying this way better. And he does this damn backflip, too. That was so cool. This backflip, he had no chance of saving, and he pulled it out. I mean, that was...
Yeah.
This is way better than Blake Granger's so far. This feels like a world championship run, watching it. I want to keep my eye on how much time is left. He's still got plenty of time left on the clock. This is when things started slowing down for him a little bit. I really want to look at the video board in the top left, but I can't see it. I want to see how much time is left. He's still got more than 30. Now he's got 30 seconds left, and he's just tearing up the track.
It's fun to watch, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going with Blake.
Are you?
I would agree with Blake. Seeing the two side by side now, this was really fun to watch, really exciting. I love when they battle with the truck and they don't give up.
I do agree.
Again, shades of all the years that Jim Kohler did what he
Yep.
did.
2017
Really
especially.
fantastic. And it's so fun when you're there to watch.
Yep.
But I do think that, like we said, technically, and the moves that Blake did with the stoppies and the beautiful jumps, the great brake checks, the great control, the all the things he did. It
Yeah.
was cross threads. Everything was really, really. It was a better run overall.
Yeah.
That's after looking at the two, because I was feeling what you were, but now side by side.
Yeah, I don't entirely disagree. I mean, I always love to look at World Finals freestyles and go, was that the kind of run that I would go back and watch over and over again? And it's like, you think of the best freestyle championships of all time. Adam Anderson 2008. You think of Ryan Anderson 2018. I love to think back to Todd LeDuc's run 2014. And it's like, those are the runs that had those big wow moments. Those are World Finals runs.
It's funny you say that because, like I've said, sometimes I wonder if, because we've been watching this so long and we've seen so many events, and frankly, because you worked with and for Monster Jam,
Yeah.
whether or not we sort of become a little jaded.
Yeah.
But to your point, when I go back and watch Adam's Taz run
Right.
from 2008,
That's-
I still get the same
Right.
goosebumps.
That is a championship run.
I still get the same goosebumps I got that night when we sat there.
Adam was really damn close to following that up again this year, by the
Yeah.
way, which would have been, I wish that happened.
Yeah.
But, I feel I'm so happy for Blake Granger, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm not. I am over the moon for Blake Granger. That is incredible that Blake Granger just won the freestyle championship because Tyler Menninger's truck shut off trying to do a stopping, which is going to go down as the dumbest, stupidest freestyle finish ever to cap off the terrible format, but a very interesting and most unique World Finals in the history of the sport. But I just can't hate. I hate to feel anything but excitement, but I can't help but feel like just let down from the way tonight went. Watching how some of those runs were going and then get cut short. But that's just been the World Finals. The last, since 2018, that has been the World Finals. Every single year. And it's really unfortunate because it takes away from the excitement of the World Finals at the end of the day. But nonetheless, it was still a really fun World Finals. But I gotta say, yesterday's show was so much fun. And then today, we had all the hype and anticipation for the two biggest letdowns in championship history.
Right.
With Todd LeDuc having a bye run for the last run to win the racing championship, similar to what Tristan England did in 2023, but this is a little bit more of a bye run because Zach literally didn't drive anymore. And then to have Blake Granger win on what Tyler Menninger did. It's like, it's just so, I don't know. It's real. And Tristan England with a really, a very disappointing two-wheel skills championship, high jump being high jump, and a very boring high jump championship as always. I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, we're going to look back at this World Finals and go, man, that one really kind of sucked. And it's too bad if the way yesterday was going. Yesterday was so fun. It was so fun.
Yeah. And it begs the question of this format of half and half on the two nights. And again, I always have to ask myself, is it just tradition, what we're comfortable with, or was it really better with first night racing, second night freestyle?
Yeah.
Everybody competes all at once. They all know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They all know the track. The crowd is seeing it all in real time.
Yeah.
I just think that's another part of this. That this is almost like having two separate events. Yep. Just like anything else they do through the year.
Yeah.
They come to Glendale and they do a Saturday and a Sunday. And,
Right.
Okay, which show did you go to?
Right. Exactly. That's kind of what it felt like. It felt like you watched two regular Monster Jam shows without the excitement of the World Championship.
Yeah.
It really did. And at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but we were all right about this format. It ended up really letting us down and leading to a very disappointing World Finals in the end. And a lot of fun moments in there, but we're going to look back on this and be really disappointed. And I really hope Monster Jam fixes it for next year.
Good news is we'll get some comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I know people are going to comment about your great new color commentary.
Yeah.
I know that'll happen.
My father.
But also people that were there and what they thought, because it's always a little bit different when you're there and you see it, and other people that watch the video.
Yeah.
Be great to see.
Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. I really am excited to see what you guys say in the comments about this World Finals. What do you guys think? Because I'm left feeling really disappointed and really let down from what... I mean, this really summarized 2025 to a T, to be honest, with super high expectations and a lot of really big moments, and then just a lot of real letdowns. You know, at the end of the day, really nothing to show for it. And it was a lot of fun. I definitely enjoyed it. And another World Finals blind commentary in the books where I had nothing spoiled for me, so I'm thrilled about
I don't
that.
know how we pulled that off.
I don't either.
Both of us.
Yeah, I know.
Us, yeah.
Yep, especially with you being here doing it. It's like, and especially with you looking at comments today from the World Finals.
I didn't think about it.
That's just hilarious.
Treading on dangerous ground there.
Yeah, that's really funny.
But I do want to add again that I'm in awe of how good all the drivers are now.
Yeah.
As we had talked about this, that there are so many high quality. It used to be that, if Dennis or Tom was in it, you knew they were going to win.
Yeah.
And the other guys were just like, oh, yeah, we're here.
Right.
Now, almost everyone in this field was a real solid contender.
They were.
For racing and or freestyle. Yeah. It really was interesting to see. And it's always fun that it kind of never turns out the way we think it's going to.
I know. It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny. That's the World Finals, though, man. It's anything can happen. Scott Douglas always said it. Anything can happen in Vegas. It's like it and it's the same thing with every World Finals. The tensions are so much higher. The nerves are so much higher. The stakes are so much higher. You're just driving harder, and the best drivers will prevail. And this weekend, it was Todd the Duke in racing, Tristan England in two-wheel skills, Ryan Anderson in high jump, and Blake Granger in freestyle. And admittedly, those guys were the best in those four competitions at the World Finals. There's no doubting that. I can't deny that fact at all. So, I mean, we have Todd the Duke's first championship. Blake Granger's first championship. That's a pretty big deal. We got a first-time champion in that. Todd the Duke picking up his third, Tristan England his second, Ryan Anderson his fifth. Fascinating all around, and that is the end of the 2025 World Finals. I've got so much more content to bring you guys throughout the summer, so make sure you're sticking around. Who knows, maybe my father will join me based on popular demand. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all in the next one.